Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Remirukewe and thank you for watching Suture Rock. To our subscribers, we want to say a big thank you. Thank you for subscribing, and our new subscribers, we want to say thank you and God bless you. On today's video, we'll be making a beautiful flower dress using this crepe flower fabric or a chiffon flower fabric if you have a chiffon flower fabric. So I'll be using this fabric to make a flower dress that will have a bit of layer at the bottom. We'll be having one layer attached to it. Okay guys, so please guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you. You fold your fabric into four places. After folding it into four, this is just a simple dress. We'll be drawing our pattern on the fabric. Okay, so after folding your fabric into four this way, you keep the two. After folding into four this time around, we are going to open the back for zipper. Okay, so I folded it this way and I kept, can you see it, I kept 1 inch for zipper allowance. Okay, so this is my zipper allowance here, so I kept 1 inch for my zipper allowance. Then you take your tape now and start inserting your vertical and horizontal lines. You start by inserting your armhole depth. My armhole depth is 8.5, so I'm going to mark 8.5. The waist I'm using is 17. You insert your 17 inches. Okay, then you come down by 9 inches, or you add 17 to 9. So 17 plus 9 is going to give us 26 inches. So you insert your 26 inches. Okay, so you do it this way. Then you come here and do the same thing. So this is our bust line, our waistline, and our hip line. Come to the shoulder and you insert your shoulder line. I'm using 8 inches, that's my shoulder. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then you come down by 1 inch. So you mark your 1 inch. The 1 inch that we mark now is for our shoulder slope. Okay, I'm using 3 inches for the wideness of our neck. Then I'm coming down by 2 inches for the back. Then for the front, I'll come down by 3.5 inches. So you connect. Cutting our neckline, you take a ruler now and rule a straight line down from the shoulder slope. So you roll it down. Then you take from this shoulder slope now to the bust line, you divide it by 2. So from this line to this line that we drew, divide it by 2, and what we have is 7.5. 7.5 divided by 2 is going to give us 3.75. So you mark it here. Then see this mark here now, you come in by 1/2 inch. Okay, to get the curve for our sleeve, you divide your bust by 4. The bust circumference I'm using for this dress is 41. So 41 divided by 4 is going to give me 10.25. So you mark your 10.25. Okay, so connect this to this 1/2 inch that we came in for the sleeve. Then from this 1/2 inch now, connect it down to this point that we got our shoulder slope. Then from here, you connect this line now to this part. So this is our back, then the one in the half an inch that we just connected is our front piece. Cutting our armhole, let's insert our measurement. Here is 10.25. I'll be adding 1.5 inch for sewing allowance and ease. So the half an inch is for my ease, while the 1 inch is for my sewing allowance. Then you come here, you divide your nipple to nipple by, I want to insert my dart before I insert my waist measurement, so because I want to be fitted at the front and back. So you insert your nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement I'm using is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So you mark your 4 here. Okay, so this 4 that we have here now, mark the 4 inch on both the bust and the hip line. So after inserting your 4 on the hip line, you come up by 2 inches. Then on the bust, you come down by 1 inch. Okay, so you mark it and you take a ruler and connect from this to the waist and from this 2 inch down to the waist. Okay, so you connect it this way. Okay, so this is our dart line. Then you come this way now and you insert your dart. The dart I'm using is 0.75. 0.75 plus 0.75 is going to give me 1.5. Okay, 1.5 inch. So you insert your 0.75 here. The reason why I'm using 0.75 is because she's a plus size person. If you are not a plus size person, you can use 0.5 for your dart. Okay, then we are going to use 0.5 for the back because the back is just flat, there's no bust, so we're using 0.5 for our back. And I'm going to join it now to this. So this is what I'm doing. You see the dart, then you come here and you do the same thing, connect it together. Okay, so we've gotten our dart. After doing this, after connecting, getting our dart, we insert our measurement. Okay, so remember that we took 1.5 inch here. Okay, so 1.5 inch, and the waist we are using is, the waist measurement I'm using is 35. 35 divided by 4 is going to give me 8.75. 8.75. Let's insert our 8.75. So you insert your 8.75. Okay, remember we took in 1.5 inch here, so you come here and you insert your 1.5 inch because we are going to sew here together. Then for your sewing allowance, you are going to insert, okay, 1.5 inch. So we added 3 inches to it. Okay, so for the waist we added 3 inches. Then you come to your hip line and insert your hip measurement. The hip measurement I'm using is 42. 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. Mark your 10.5. then your 1.5 inch. While sewing, I'm going to sew in 1 inch for my sewing allowance, then the ½ inch that I kept there is for ease. Okay, I don't want it to be very tight. You connect the lines from this point down, from the bust down to the waist, from the waist down to the hip. Okay, hip line, I'll be coming down by 4 inches. So you connect it. Okay, so you take your ruler now and mark and draw a straight line, because this is the part where we are going to cut this part out now. Transfer the measurement from the front to the back and you cut out your front neckline. Remember, we cut out both the front and the back neckline together. So now we are cutting out just the front neckline. Then cut out the front armhole, okay? The one that we got from that ½ inch that we took in. For the shoulder, remember to give ½ inch for the shoulder, okay? So this is the back now. Let's insert our back dart. For the back dart, you come in by 5 inches because of the zipper allowance that we kept earlier. On the waist, do the same thing for the bust, the waist, and the hip. So from this place now, you mark ½ inch on both sides. Okay, so you connect on the bust line now. You come down by 2 inch. Then here you come up by 2 inch also. So you connect it. Okay, so this is the back. This dart that we've got in, and insert it to the other side of the back. What we have here now, you are going to transfer it to this side of the front. Okay, this is the front now. We transfer the dart on both sides and we've gotten our dart. You are going to stitch it in this way. Okay, to join the dart together, after stitching the dart, remember you are stitching the dart this way. Okay, so from here down to this point, then same thing to this point. Then you join your shoulder to shoulder, bias to turn out the neckline. Okay. You take your bias and you turn it this way. Okay, so this is it. You stitch on it this way, put it on the front side, then you stitch on it on this line here, this tiny line here. Then when you are done, you fold it this way, and after folding it, you top stitch. Okay, so you turn the neck and let's cut out our sleeve. Take your fabric and you fold it into 4 places this way. Then you take your sleeve pattern, since it's folded into 2, we've gotten this now 4 places. Then our sleeve pattern is folded into 2, so you place it this way. Okay, so you extend it, because I'm extending it because I want to put gathers on it. I want to just gather it a bit. Okay, so you cut it out. Okay, so this is the sleeve. The length of the sleeve is 13 inches and my elbow is 11. Then I'll come here and I'll mark 11. Okay, then rule a straight line across. You take your tape. Okay, so you measure out your elbow circumference. I'm just using this as an illustration for you. So this is the elbow circumference. I will use 12 for it. Okay, so this is the 12 now. Okay, so I cut out this piece of fabric and is 22 inches. I cut out 2 pieces, 22 inches. You take it this way now, then you fold it into 2. Can you see what I'm doing? Fold it into 2 this way, and you stitch this part, then stitch this part. Okay, so after stitching it, you gather it this way. Do the same thing for both of them. Okay guys, so this is the sleeve. I went ahead and hem it underneath it. Okay, so after hemming it, for the placket, I cut out 3 inches and I fold in half an inch on both sides. So what I'm left with is 2 inches. Okay, so what I'm left is 2 inches. So you take this 2 inches placket that we have and place it on your sleeve. Okay, can you see what I did? Place it on your sleeve. For the wideness of the placket, you place the fabric on your sleeve and you cut it out. Okay, should be exactly the same as your sleeve wideness. Then the size of the elastic should be your elbow circumference. Take it to your sewing machine and you stitch from this point to this point. Okay, so take your pin and you pin it from this point to this point. Okay, so this is what we want to use for our ruffles for the sleeve. Okay, so remember I told you to stitch it, then fold it and do a gathers. Okay, so this is the gathers. I'm going to gather it. I'm not starting from the edge of the sleeve. It's just from this point to this point. So you take it now. So after you've done your gathers, you pin it this way. Okay, so just pin it this way. Okay, can you see it? So this is how you are going to insert it to your sleeve, to your dress. Okay, so from here now you insert it on your armhole and you do the same thing for this part and stitch to this point. So when you are closing it, you are going to close it from this point to this point. Okay, to just this top part of our placket for our elastic. Okay, so you just stop here, then when you are done, you insert your elastic and you gather it to the size of your elbow circumference. Okay, let me take it to the sewing machine and join it, then I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I'm done joining both sides. So this is how it is. Then you take your elastic. Can you see it? Do it this way. Then take your pin, insert the elastic on the placket. So this part now, take your pin and pin it this way. Just pin it to hold the elastic, then you gather it now with the elastic. This is it. After you've gathered it, then you fold it this way, then open it and join. Can you see the stitch now? So you stitch it from this end down to this end. Okay, so to hold it, you take your pin that you've gathered, you take your elastic that you've gathered. This is it, right? Then this is the other part. Then you stitch it down to the hem line. Okay, so I've joined it and this is how it looks. Can you see it? This is the sleeve. I'm going to clean out this shock line. This is the sleeve. Can you see it? So this is how it looks. and this is the inner part. Okay, so you can decide to just put this particular part now outside. I put the placket on my outside just because I like it this way, but you can decide to do it this way, and you can also use another fabric to just design this part. Okay, just be creative. And this is it. So okay, so this is our sleeve. So you go to your, we are done with the upper part of the dress. This is the down part. Let's add the layer, the gathers on it. So you take your tape now and you measure it together, because we've joined the front and the back together. So let's take the total measurement. So what I have is 47. Remember, we have 47 for the upper part of the dress. We are going to now measure the total length or wideness. We are going to measure the total wideness of the down part of the dress. So what I have is 85. Okay, so this 85 that we have, you take it to your sewing machine and you gather it down to 47 inches. Then when you finish gathering it, you join it to the upper part of the dress. After joining it to the upper part of the dress, you insert your zip. So let me gather it and show you how it looks before we insert our zip. Okay, so this is it. After adding your gathers to your dress, this is how it looks. Okay, so this is it. So what you do now is you join it this way. Okay, so you add your zip. After adding your zip, we are done with the dress. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Then put it on my mannequin so that you see how it looks. Then I aim the down part of the dress. Thank you for watching today's tutorial, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop a comment on what you think of this dress that we just created. Okay, God bless you. Bye, guys.